Have you been looking to make soil blocks, but the price for the blockers is just a little too much for you? Well, maybe the new Fiskars Soil Blocker is just what you need. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle, this is Brampton Gardener, and today we are going to do a quick review on the Fiskars Soil Blocker. You might be more familiar with the traditional soil blockers. These became really popular over the last few years. The original ones, the Ladbrooke, are from a company in UK, and they are from a family-run business. They are very good quality, very well made, but they do have a bit of a steep price point, and the price has gone up quite a bit in the last couple of years. So it has made it a little trickier for some people, especially if it's something that you're new to and you're not sure you're really gonna like it. You don't want to invest that much money into it. So Fiskars has got you covered. So they have a new soil block maker, and let's check it out. So unboxing was easy enough. You just pull it out of the container. So here you have it. It comes with 4 of the soil blocks at the bottom there. You can see, I'll push the plunger up to the top and you can see it has the little divots in there for where your seeds go. So you can use it like this and do 4 kind of 1-inch type squares. You can just easily remove that ring, and now you have one large soil block, and you'll see in there it also has a dimple for your seeds as well. So let's see how it works. Slide that back on there like that, and let's get comparing it to the Ladbrooke one. So I'm going to see how what the difference is between the 4 2-inch blockers and the 4 whatever these blockers are. So let's find out. What we're going to do is we are going to weigh it on this scale. Okay, I'm going to tear that out, and I'm going to grab, might as well do these first, so let me go grab some soil blocks. All right, so coming in with our 2-inch soil blocks, and that is saying 11.9 ounces. Hello, Dexter. Okay, so let's dump those. Let me show you these really quick though for comparison. Now this one comes with 2 different top options. So this one is the mini squares, which means I can just take the mini blocks that are 3/4 of an inch square and pop them right in. It's amazing for potting up, but it also comes with a little dimple for putting seeds in too. So you have 2 options with that. All right, and now we're going to grab our soil block. Okay. Oh, that works really easy. Okay, and that is 5.9. So just about half the size of the other one. So I would guess, yeah. So we'll say these are like a 1-inch, oops, they're rolling around on me. They're like more of like a 1-inch size. And then you can see it has a nice little dimple in the top for your little seeds to just stick right in there. So far, ease of use, not bad, but let's put it to the test. Let's do a whole tray. As you can see, I have prepared my soil already. It is very, very damp. It's not wet. When you squeeze it, you want just a little bit of water to come out, but you don't want it to be too wet. If it's too wet, they're not going to hold together, but if it's not wet enough, they're not going to hold together either. So it does need to be quite a bit wetter than a regular traditional potting mix that's just going into containers. Think of it like making a sandcastle. You have to have just that right consistency, and don't worry, it's pretty easy to figure out. So I have my soil pre-mixed, and I see a lot of people using soil blockers, and they're hand packing it. Honestly, if you're hand packing your soil blocker, you're not using it right. That is just a complete waste of time. You really need to use this thing to its max, and that is, it's quick, it's fast, it's easy, and you can just knock out those soil blocks. So make sure you're not hand packing it. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a flat surface. So don't be using a 5-gallon bucket or anything like that. You need to have your soil deep enough to fill the cavity, but you need to have at least one section where it's really flat. If you don't have a flat surface in your bucket, then do it on the side, like maybe a piece of wood or on your table, because that's where you just need to push it down and get it in there nice and tight. You don't want to use your hands either, because you can pack it too tight, and that's not good either. It needs to have some air and some loftiness to the soil blocks as well. So we're just going to get started. Oh, I already did one. So So we're just gonna get started. I'm just gonna dip it right in here nice and where it's nice and deep. And then I'm gonna come over here where my other spot is. I'm gonna push it nice and flat. Looks good. Come down here. I like to do a quick little pre-plunge and then boom. Tray here is going to hold 3 rows of 4 on each side. So we have 6 times 4. We have 24 soil blocks on this tray. So compare that to your normal cell trays. You know, it is a little bit more compact, and we could probably squeeze some more on here if we wanted to. We could scooch this over like this. Maybe we'll do that. We'll scooch these over. Yeah, I can get another row here. In half. So I will do, so I'll just put it onto my table like that, and then I'll just take those 2 and move them there, and those 2 and move them there. And people are so terrified to move the little soil blocks around, even if you're using the mini ones. You can move them, no problem. Now we have a tray with 30 of the Fiskars Mini 4 soil blocks. So they look pretty good. Now let's check out and see what the full-size ones look like. So first of all, let's just see how much soil is in one of those. Back to ounces. Tear that out. Okay, so we're just gonna come in, pack it good. This table is a little wobbly. It's not the best choice. If I'm gonna do a whole tray of them, I'll probably be doing it on the ground. Just or a nice safe spot. So here we go. And 12.3. So just a little bit more soil than was in like the 4 blocks. But that's for 1 soil block. So you can get 6 on the tray this side. So on the larger one, when you're packing it in like this, you want to make sure your soil is deep enough. You're packing in, but you want to make sure that you see water coming out the top, and that means that you've got the soil all the way up to the top. So if you're not seeing water squishing out, then just keep packing until you see it coming out like that, and then you know it's at the top. Then make sure you get your base and get it nice and tight like that, and then you put it here, and you're gonna have nice clean, tall soil blocks. This would actually be fun to take to the beach and impress people with your soil blocking skills. So I would say the size is about equivalent to that of a solo cup. So this would be perfect if you're starting things that really don't like the roots disturbed at all. Peas would be great in something like this. And also I'm looking at the top here, and let me show you closer. That divot is, it's gonna tip over. That divot is pretty deep on there. I have an idea, hold on. So let's see if one of the mini soil blocks will fit inside this hole. Should we see? What do you think, Dexter? Because that could be pretty cool, and that might be a good idea for potting up my sweet piece. Dexter's crying. All right, here we go. Let's see. Bloop. That's awesome. Did you see that? That is amazing. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I think the Fiskars Soil Block has its place. Like, I will still be using my original set just because I really need a lot of seeds in a very small space. This is just a little too big for the mass varieties of seeds that I'm going to be starting in those small soil blocks. A lot of the plants that I'm planting out, my bedding plants and flowers like that, they are going to stay in those 3/4 inch soil blocks until they get planted out. So I'm not going to be potting up a lot of them. So I really need that small size. But this is a great intermediate size. It takes up half the soil of the 2-inch blocks, which sometimes they're just a little too big. I don't need something that big for seed starting. I need something that big for potting up. So this would be perfect for starting things like peas, loofah, zinnias, sunflowers, things like that, where the seeds are just a little too big for the mini soil blocks, but I don't need all the size and volume and cost of material that goes into the 2-inch soil blocks, or even the full size blocks. So I'm going to give the Fiskars Soil Blocker 2 dirty thumbs up. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Really pleased with it. And for the price point, I just think you can't beat it. So I do have a link down below for the Amazon link in the US. I believe it is $19.99. It's an affiliate link. Here in Canada, they go for about $29.99, and you can get them at places like Home Depot, Lowe's, Rona, Canadian Tire. So definitely a lot cheaper than the other system. Not as small, not as tight, but it's still a really, really good value. And you get all of the benefits of the soil blocking, like air pruning and taking up small amounts of space. So here's a quick little video of them in action. So these are the Fiskars Soil Blocks, and my plants seem to be loving it. So here on the left, I've got some loofah in there. In the middle, we have several different varieties of canna lilies. And then over here, the peas, the peas are going crazy. This size soil block, it's a nice intermediate size. And you can see next to the other ones how much bigger it is, right? If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to see more videos like this, where I'm potting up stuff and I'm starting seeds in all of the different kinds of soil blocks, make sure you stay tuned. And if you're new to soil blocking and you're not really sure how to do it and you're worried about making mistakes, I have a video right here that you're going to want to watch next, and it is all about the mistakes that people make soil blocking. I also have a playlist for all my other soil blocking videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.